Morning, Bob. How are you?
Morning, I'm okay. Bit rushed. Jam was late, caught in traffic, apparently.
Oh, what a nightmare. Don't know how you cope. If Jan's late, you must start wondering if there's a problem or something. What would you do?
I was snapped by, I suppose. She's fairly reliable. Phone if she's overslept or running late. Of course, it's a worry. If she's ill, finding cover won't be easy. But recruiting personal assistant isn't easy for anyone.
People, I mean the public, many professionals, not to mention MPs, have little or no understanding of disabled people's issues, but still think they have all the answers. Do you remember that councillor who thought independent living was about rehabilitation?
Learning how to boil kettle. She certainly had my blood boiling.
Yeah, she thought she knew better than us because she'd been a nurse. Why do so many professionals still want power over our lives? Have they learnt nothing over the last 40 years?
Don't mind go off on them, but how hard is it to grasp? They were back in the 1970s when we first started talking about disabled people's social oppression, how we are excluded, made invisible, and done to. Our situation is an emancipation struggle, fighting for self-determination.
Yeah, it's been getting worse since austerity, if you ask me. Now, with the pandemic, we're really being seen as burdens on society. The language they use to describe us, vulnerable people, oh my God, it's so judgmental. Our bodies are seen as the cause of our vulnerability when we know we're at risk because of how they fail to take us into account. I mean, no PPE or adequate support. That's what makes us vulnerable.
I agree the Minister of Disabled People, not even me, was representative of disabled people organisation. Now that's really sick.
Talking about sick, I see the whole issue of integrated health and social care is being stepped up again. Why do older and disabled people always be reduced to their medical condition with a focus on popping pills and unblocking beds? Social care is what? Only having your personal needs met, no lifestyle or choice, like going out and meeting friends. What kind of life is that? I'd say it's dehumanising.
Well, I see our life are virtually worthless. So it's all about taking care of us. Never has there been a more inappropriate word, care. I've come to hate it. Of course, there are people who need loads of personal support, but that doesn't justify warehousing them, cutting them off from family and friends. How society views care is so patronising and disempowering. It fosters dependency and fosters ageist and disabled stereotyping.
I agree, Bob. That's why I get so frustrated. with what appears to be a consensus across the political spectrum, the acceptance of institutionalising people, and even sections of the left calling for a national care service. I said a minute ago, they hadn't learned nothing from disabled people's movement.
Is that a rhetorical question? I mean, all this talk about a national care service really blocks our ability to put forward a alternative. Deinstitutionalization, the whole issue of choice over where we live, lifestyle, and so on. That is all about independent living. And we have to recognize that we have a problem with how I'm doing this, because the whole thing is a mess. Independent living is not about doing it for ourselves or just about individual health care or personal support. Yet having the right support when needed to enable us to control our lives. Most local authorities and private agencies offer piecemeal and inadequate so-called care. That might higher change is reliable when the traffic allows.
Whatever happened to our demand? Nothing about us without us. Seems nobody's listening to those on the receiving end of this so-called care. Services should be designed, planned and delivered by all the people who need to be involved. They should be community-based as well. Anyway, I'd better go. Take care. Well, you know what I mean.
Okay. I know what you mean. I'll catch up soon. Bye.
Bye, Bob.